Okay, let's talk about NFTs. I just want to preface this video by saying I am not the guy that is going to explain to you exactly what NFTs are, what Web3 is, what the blockchain is, any of that. All right, go do your own research on some more reputable sources that have been in the space for much longer than I am. But I just want to come at you with a perspective of, you know me. If you've been following my channel, or even if you're new to the channel, but if you've been following my channel, you know me. I'm L.Dre. I just make beats, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to come in with a perspective of a musician who's really just now learning all this stuff, and what I've learned is only really been in the past couple of weeks. And also, I'd like to say, when NFTs first came out, I thought it was stupid as hell. I didn't understand it. Why are people buying JPEGs for millions of dollars? It never made any sense to me. Some of it I thought could be a scam. Like, there's no way people are buying this little, I don't know, like a pooping unicorn for like $40,000. I don't know what kind of stuff it was, but a lot of it just did not make sense to me. So I just want you to know, if you're on that side of the team that thinks this is all dumb, I was there. But let me just start this whole video by saying the first thing that really made sense to me in NFTs, especially when it came to music, was I saw someone sell an NFT. It was the artwork of their song. But the way NFTs work is there's a contract that is connected to this piece that you're selling forever, and everybody can see who bought it, who resold it, yada, yada, yada. The person who bought that NFT will receive 25% or something like that of the mechanical royalties of that song. So once I saw that, that's when I really started to get interested in the space, because it's not just people selling pooping unicorns for $40 million. So that all being said, I'm going to try to make this video as quick and concise as I possibly can. But yeah, that's just the disclaimer. I am not the go-to guy for this. Just trying to provide my perspective. First things first, what is an NFT? If you Google it, they're going to say non-fungible token. Sure, now I know what it is. Basically, if you want to talk about NFTs, you got to talk about Web3. And if you want to talk about Web3, you got to talk about Web 2 and 1. So Web 1 is basically the internet when it first started. You got like email, and maybe you could look at the news or something. It was just information. Web 2 is what we have now, where we have all these different platforms, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Amazon, whatever all that kind of stuff is. That's all on Web 2. That's what everybody knows. Web 3 is, you start to use tokens for everything. You got NFTs, you got all the different cryptocurrencies, and it's kind of more decentralized. When it came to like, as an artist, as a musician, there's kind of a gap between you and your fans directly supporting you because of all these different platforms, right? So Spotify, they're the ones who came up with the 0.000 whatever per stream. So now when people are listening to your music, let's say someone is your biggest fan ever. They listen to your album a bunch of times, they're probably only going to be giving you like a few bucks a year. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to Web3 and tokens and NFTs, it's kind of like there's not really that huge gap between you and the fans anymore. There's ways that you can have your fans support you, or you can support your favorite artist in really cool, exclusive ways that makes everybody feel good. So without saying non-fungible token, let's talk about music NFTs for a second. Now, traditionally, you can go like a label route. A label will pay you like an advance, and then you make an album. The album goes and does all these numbers, makes all these money, and you get like a very small percentage of that. But let's say maybe you needed the funding, yada yada, the label did their thing, who cares? Now what you could do alternatively is you release your song or your album as an NFT, right? Before the song is even out, you list it on one of the platforms. Do your research. There's a lot of different platforms. I'm not sure what the best one is yet. So you sell your song as an NFT. So the NFT is your song. It's a smart contract. Whoever buys it, they own it, and you can give them 25% of the royalties of that song if you want. That could be your decision or not, but basically you'll be funding that, right? So anybody who bids on it, let's say they keep bidding and the top bid is like $5,000. So now you just made $5,000. The person owns that song, and now you can use DistroKid and just cut them in on 25%, and you can use that $5,000 to pay for ads, pay for, I don't know, different artwork or whatever you need to do for that song, or just pocket it. You know what I'm saying? You just earn some money, and then the person who owned it, they're gonna earn some money too, or they can sell it for higher. Let's say somebody buys that NFT from you and that song blows up, you get way more famous, and they're like, okay, this has been fun. Now it's time to resell it. They can resell that NFT. If they bought it from you for $5,000, they can in the future resell that same NFT for $10,000. But the cool thing about NFTs is, since it is a smart contract on the blockchain It can be seen by anyone. Everybody knows who owns it. Since you were the original person who created it, you can get royalties on the resales. All right, so let's say it sells for 10,000 and you work out in the contract originally that you'll get 10% of every resale. So you'll get your money from that 10,000 and you really didn't do a thing. But once I figured that angle of it out and I saw all these cool people already doing it on Twitter, selling songs, selling music videos, selling the artwork of the songs for a ton of money, bros. That's when I was like, okay, yeah, that I can get down with that. So, and then there's also the option, you don't have to give up any royalties if you want. Like, you can still sell the NFT as a song regardless. Like, if you just have cool artwork with it, you can do that. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would anybody buy that? Bro, just hear me out for a second, because I thought that too. Who are the people buying NFTs, right? At the end of the day, the people who are buying the NFTs are, one, mega fans of certain artists. You know, they have the money to spend, or they probably already got rich in the cryptocurrency space. So now they have all this money to use and distribute and support whoever they want. Like for me personally, maybe I have some fans out there that just love me, but they probably buy everything I put out, but it's not that much that I'm putting out for them to buy. So you never know. I put out an NFT. They're like, oh, this is my chance to really show him my support. And they buy it for however much. And not only that, they have a collection. You know what I'm saying? These people could be collectors, and anybody in the world can look at their collection and see what their taste is. You know what I'm saying? Let's say they're buying a lot of music. They can host a gallery. They can host a metaverse concert of all the music that they own. And then, you know, it's kind of like bragging rights. You know, why do people collect things? They collect things for, you know, happiness, for joy, how it makes them feel, and also to show off their collection. So it's really that collector mindset, also a super fan mindset of people who really like you, care for you, and want to support you and want to feel a part of your movement, you know, because anybody, let's say right now you only have 1,000 followers. If you join the NFT community, which is a great community, a lot of people, they're talking, they're chatting, they're putting people on, they're collaborating, they're sharing secrets, all that kind of stuff. It's a great community. Let's say you only have a few hundred followers. If you go interact with those people and you have great music, it doesn't matter if you have 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. If someone in the space who has the money finds your music and thinks it's great, they'll buy it for who knows how much. So a lot of people, the first thing people think is like, oh no, you have to have a big following, you have to have a big fan base. That's not it either. You just have to be really good, obviously. Like, you have to make great music, and you just have to interact with the community. So that one example is really what got me to change my entire perspective on NFTs. But there's so many different ways to do it, right? So, I mean, look at Illmind. He's, you know, selling sample packs as NFTs. He's doing all this kind of stuff. You know, obviously there's like CryptoPunks and like the Bored Ape Club. I haven't done a lot, but I know Timbaland is involved with that one. And if you buy one of those NFTs, you join a club. Now you're part of this club where in the metaverse, they're doing concerts with, I don't know, like Snoop Dogg or something. Like, that token, that NFT is going to be your access to go to these certain events, go to all these cool things. You're like in an exclusive club now. Now, all that rambling I just did, basically what I meant by all that is, those were just the reasons why I stopped hating NFTs. That is what it took for me to really understand this and how it could be of value to me and you and just anybody who's already in the space or hasn't gotten in the space yet. Now, if you're very, very new to this, at the end of this video, I'll do like a quick little explainer on exactly how to buy NFTs, because that's also another complicated thing to get into. But yeah, I'll just do that at the end for the people who get interested by this video and actually want to go and buy one. But let me tell you my actual strategy for like the NFT space, because me personally, I actually am a huge fan of art. So I've actually been trying to get involved with it in the art aspect of it, right? So I know it might seem dumb for most people to say, why would you want to collect digital art on your phone when you could screenshot it? But like, bro, you can screenshot it and then what? You're just going to say, here's a screenshot of a picture? It's just not ownership. And the people who say that, because I used to say that too. So I know what the mindset behind it is. Like, oh, you could just screenshot it, bro. Like, what's the point? You kind of don't understand until you actually are willing to try it. One, it feels good to support people. And two, it also just like, I'm kind of a believer now into the future that we're headed to. So pretty much in this space, if you're not in the space, of course you don't care. But if you are in the space, you can go and see people's collection. You'll never get an invite to Jay-Z's house, but if you were to go to Jay-Z's house, he's going to show you the millions of dollars worth of art that he has up on his walls. But now I can just say, hey, who wants to see my art? I mean, with virtual reality, you can put together a whole gallery. I don't know if you've seen it, but Illmind created a VR studio and he was hosting events in virtual reality. Like, it's some mind-blowing stuff, but honestly, I'm very confident that this is the future, whether you like it or not. But there's so many different things you can do with these digital assets that it's not something that you have to take lightly. So with me on the art side of things, I actually just dropped my first NFT with Cody Banks, who's a great artist. I've worked with him a lot in the past, and he's also worked with like chill hop music and all that kind of stuff. It's the artwork for Snowfire. It's the animation with the track Frosty playing in the background. And whoever purchases it, they'll get a signed copy of Snowfire. That's one thing that I wanted to do. And I have a physical product to back it up that they can have. And to my surprise, it already has a bid on the first day, and it's for 0.11 ETH, which is like $400 or something like that. But it's sold. The NFT sold on the first day of me launching it, and the person who bought it, I don't know yet. They're anonymous, so I'll have to figure out a way to reach out to them to send them the record. But by now, I've probably already done that when you're watching this. But that being said, I have a lot of ideas on how to do this on the art side of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, artwork is the first thing I look at when I'm trying to discover music or whatever it may be. So my plan is to just collaborate with a bunch of cool artists to release my NFTs as art, because I'm just interested in the whole collection aspect of it. You know, there's artists in the space already who are selling their art and their animations for a ton of money. You never know, at some point, if I'm involved in the space enough, I can reach out to them and, hey, let's collaborate on something. I can do the music, you do the animation. Now you as a producer, if you're doing that, now you're in a whole nother genre, you're in a whole nother space that you probably never thought you would be in. So yeah, I have some big plans in the space, and if you're a fan of me and want to get involved, I'm definitely trying to take lo-fi hip hop and art and do some big things in this space because I believe in it. So obviously do your own research. These things are considered investments. So you can, if you want to get on that inside of it, you can buy NFTs and sell them for higher prices. All that kind of stuff can be done, and then, you know, whatever. But for me, I'm a fan of the art. I like the thought of being a collector. I would like to have a huge collection of art NFTs, and I feel like that would also help me get into the space and earn the respect of people who are already in the space. And next thing you know, I'm with all these people. I'm one of the guys. So we'll see if that happens. But in the meantime, just have an open mind. You know, like, it's not like TikTok, bro. Like, everybody wants to hate on TikTok because it's new and they think kids are on it. But then next, you know, if you get on it and you get a viral song and now you're making $20,000 a month, like, was TikTok that bad? It will be one of those things. Like I said, I just sold this NFT for potentially $500, and I wasn't thinking about this a month ago. So that's like $500. Obviously, I'm splitting it with Cody, but like, money wasn't there for me to take a few months ago because I didn't even, you know. But anyway, quick plug. Like I said, I just dropped an NFT, but make sure follow me on Foundation, because by the way, there's so many different platforms to do this on. My favorite one so far, as far as art goes, has been Foundation, so I'll leave my link in the description. But there's OpenSea, that's like the Amazon of NFTs. Anybody can upload to there. Another warning is there's a ton of fees for everything. So this by any means is not a cheap thing to get into. I mean, you're gonna need at least, if you want to make your first NFT, you're gonna need at least $100 minimum. Me and Cody are dropping a series of NFTs because that's on the art side. This is something that happens a lot, and it's a really cool thing. We're gonna have some future perks with it, but we haven't settled all that. But basically, it's gonna be 10 original lo-fi beats by me and 10 animations of this lo-fi guy character. It's called Lo-Fi Guy, so the Lo-Fi Guy NFT. I'll leave a link to that in this description as well. So when you're watching this, because that is gonna be a huge deal, I'm very confident that that's gonna be a big thing. Hopefully by the time that drops, you've taken all my advice. Maybe you got interested by this video and you're ready for that drop. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can teach you. I'm not a professional. Go do your own research. But that is what I know, and that is what I learned, and I'm heavily into this stuff now. So, you know, ask questions in the comments. I'll try to answer them. If you know more about the space, let us know in the comments, and, you know, let's get to these virtual bags, my friends. But all right, thank you for watching. L.Dre out.